All right. Hi, I'm Angie with the Chasing Meeples podcast, and I'm here with my episodes of Board Games and Banter. And I've got a question for everybody. Is it board game, 2 words, board game, or is it board game? Obviously, I named my show Board Games, 1 word. I'm not insulted if everybody thinks it's actually 2. I have a couple opinions on that. But I put the question out on Instagram and I've only got a couple comments so far. And I'm from Sweden and I want to write board game, 1 word, but I think the correct version is board game, 2. So I often write it that way. And then somebody else, the ordinary board gamer, said, what I've learned, it's board game, 2 words. But in a Germanic language, we use board game. And then he uses the German phrases, so I'll hack them. So I won't say what they are. Brettspiel? I probably didn't pronounce that right. So far, the 2 opinions I have, both think it's board game, 2 words, and that is what the Oxford Dictionary says. But I almost think that we've gotten pretty used to like the hashtags culture a little bit, and that's always 1 word. I don't know. It'd be interesting to find out when it first started. But like I said, I went on Board Game Geek, even when I read it, thinking maybe they'd be kind of funny, but even they weren't. Everybody had to be serious. So just when you're looking for something to be a little bit humorous or snarky, it's not. Great Western Trails. This is a game I wanted for a really, really, really long time. But I kept passing it over. First, it was like out of print, and that was before the second edition came around, and the cover's kind of ugly, but I kept hearing good things about it. So finally, and I did that. I had it in my hands a couple times, but I would put it down, and I would go after something that maybe was Cult of the New. I remember one time Chris had asked me, do you want Great Western Trails or do you want Sierra West? And I ended up getting Sierra West because that was new at the time. And I should have gotten Great Western Trails because Sierra West is still on my game shelf unopened. But this was a lot of fun. I played it from the rule book, one of the first times I'd ever done that. So the rule book is kind of in shambles, but it's still all together. I did win. And I guess, it's always possible that we weren't playing every rule correctly, but Chris went for the Cattle Baron and I ended up going with the Land Baron, and I was sure that I lost. I really was positive that I lost. And that would be interesting to find out how many other people really think that they lost the game and find out at the end that they won it. That's happened a couple times. I think I second guess myself with my strategy and how I'm playing the game, and I start seeing Chris having a couple really good moves, and I didn't give up. I didn't give up, and I don't normally give up. But this is a great game. We will play it again, hopefully this weekend. Okay, but I wasn't really planning to talk about it, but we had just did a favorite game Friday and a segment for Ollie Reed's show. So it was out here, so I thought I'd grab it. Oh, I know everybody was wondering about my fingernails. These are Olive and June. Is that the right name? Olive and June. And they've been working out really well. But you want to know, did I return the other ones? And I did mention that I have a hard time returning things. So let me show you. No, I still have them. I have all of my Betty Coras. Obviously, I'm keeping the Okay, I say obviously I'm keeping this and that because I really have to go through and send these back because I have 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. But I thought I'd show you some of the things that we haven't returned. First thing, the Green Goblin drain opening pack. So obviously our sink were drained. No, our sinks were plugged and we needed this to help drain them. We didn't use it, but thankfully our sink is not stopped up anymore. But you know what? I should find the receipt and tell you how long we've had that. Oh, I got it. Lowe's. We have had that sitting here since, and trust me, we're much past the date that we could return it. Item purchased October 21st, 2021. Yep. Okay. The plunger. Yep. We have an extra plunger. I haven't really needed it now. That was an interesting story. I went to Walmart pretty late at night. Is the receipt in here? No. And I wasn't sure which one to get. So I bought 2 and figured I'll take one back. So that was what, 2021 October? Okay. Have I got any more opinions? Not that I could tell. It is 11:30 at night, so it might be a little bit too much to ask. Light bulbs. Where I work, we have this little lamp that people keep wanting to buy. It looks like it's antique. It's not. It is from Hobby Lobby, but it has very small light bulbs in it. And I thought this is like a 1.5 watt, 15 watts. Don't fit. Haven't returned them. Speaking of light bulbs, blinker lights. There's 2 of these. Can't return them. And this one, I guess I just find this funny. Once again, I went to the store and bought 2 of something, brought it home. This was a gift, and figured out, we'll decide once I get home which one to give my mother-in-law. It's an electric knife. Save the receipt. Let's see when I got this. This we got, is this last year? Yes. December 2021. So, yep, 21 was one of those years that apparently, oh, that wasn't last year. Well, it would have been. Yes. Oh, what else is in here? Another bulb. Another bulb. So those are just some of the things that I didn't return. And no, it's not up to me to return things, but, okay. The game I want to talk about is Silver and Gold. This is a game that I bought on a ding and dent table for, well, it was 30% off. This game's got to be something like $15. I probably got it for $10 at the time. And once again, it sat on the shelf. And let's get rid of this. It's set on the shelf primarily because it is a 2-player game, 2 to 4. And a lot of times I think of roll and writes as solo games, or that can always be soloed. I like when I solo game something that's kind of quick, easy to get to the table because it will be 11:30 at night, usually when I'm playing them by myself. So I want something kind of quick, kind of easy breezy, cover girl. And this was 2 players, so it's sad. But you hear a lot every once in a while. Somebody talks about an older game. Oh, hey, I picked up Silver and Gold. It was a great game. Chris and I played it, and it was fun. Now we have, and I was going to bring the box up here, and I didn't. This is a Phil Walker Harding game, and we have Super Mega Lucky Box, which is one of our favorite games from I guess maybe I shouldn't say favorite, but it is a fun game. Definitely take that when you have a family gathering, and that one can be soloed. And we really like that game, and that is simple. It's something maybe I should play on my my channel. And I said that last time. I think I was going to say that I maybe do a solo game or something like that one time. But Silver and Gold, it reminds me of a little bit of Super Mega Lucky Box. Because in the game, you flip over a card and you're going to Super Mega Lucky Box. You're flipping over numbers. And in there, you have a grid of 4x4 grid of numbers, 3x3 actually. And you're crossing out the numbers. It's almost bingo style. I mean, here you're going to be flipping over cards. But these cards are essentially like polyomino shaped with different little boxes in them. And so they are some of these. And these are the cards that you're going to get. And you're going to use these shapes. And you're going to use your marker, a dry erase marker. And then you're going to take the X's and you're going to cross off the spots here. Now, when you cross off an X, it means that you can get another box somewhere that you can cross off on this card or another card. If you cross off a palm tree, you're going to be able to, do I have it here? When you display the cards, you're going to display a number of cards, and then you can add up all the palm trees that are showing. And so when we get to the scoring, there is a little thing on the scoring card. And that's one of the ways you score at the end of the game, or how many palm trees you have on there. Oops. Here you go. So when you come across, I didn't show you a card with a coin. So when you cross off a coin, you're going to also cross it off on here. And that corresponds to the round tracker. But it's simple. And maybe I'm making it sound too confusing because I make everything sound too confusing. But it's a fun game. And it's one that we took to a restaurant. So it's now one of our new restaurant games. So I really, really enjoy that. And this is a good one. But I found, and this is also controversial, I realize, controversial. It is controversial. I found some solo rules on BGG. Oh, where'd you go? Where'd you go? I should ask somebody on Discord what they think about it, about my board game versus board game. Anyway, solo rules. I know I was reading a thread, and I'm not sure what game they were talking about. I can't remember, but they had said that there were, like, not really home rules, but somebody had put the rules on BGG, some alternate rules. And it was really back and forth there, whether some people didn't think that they only play the rules that the original designer created. So they wouldn't play with a rule coming off BGG or anything. But here is a solo mode, and I couldn't find a solo mode, one that Phil Walker Harding came up with himself. So this sounds pretty interesting, and it's kind of similar to Keith Macheka, he did the solo rules for Sunset Over Water. In that one, you have some contract cards. And for the solo rules, that when you get to a certain point in the game, you take the highest value of contract cards out. So you're trying to mimic the second player, what they would be. And this way, his thinking is going to be kind of the same, where at a certain point in the game, you're going to pull off the highest, the cards that are worth the highest, mimicking that competition that you're going to have with another person. The other thing you could do for an increased difficulty, or to decrease the difficulty, they said something about rolling a d4, which I had considered. If anybody's ever played Acropolis, I thought this would be a great idea. Acropolis has the hex tiles, and that is a game that's a 2-player, 2 to 4-player game with no solo rules. But I think it's pretty simple. There's kind of like a little bit of a drafting mechanism. You lay tiles out, and each person takes turns back and forth picking a tile that they want to use. And since there's really no player interaction other than that you could use a d4, roll the dice, take that tile out of the lineup, mimics the other player, and you could probably do solo just like that. I just play the games just to have fun. So where I fall on the scoring, I don't really care. But it's just to have fun. So yeah, silver and gold. I have some rules I got off BGG, and I don't care if nobody likes that, but I'm going to try playing it that way, and maybe I'll play it for you. Won't that be interesting? I think so. I think so. So what do you think about board games? I don't feel bad naming this board games. Board games and banter, one word. Should I change it? No, I don't think so. Well, thank you for listening to me and talking with me, talking to me, watching me with my plunger and light bulbs, and listening about silver and gold. Thank you.